Hey Kirk, here's my layout. It's about 4 by 7 foot long. It started out to be 4 by 6. Started out as a Christmas tree train. It's 2 sections. It was 6 by 6, and like I said, I stretched it out. So the dilemma now is I've got a big hole in the middle. Actually, it was an oblong hole. This part right here I filled in. I stretched it out here, so now I need to fill this hole in. So I'm going to make a mountain, cover that hole up, and then at Christmas I can just pull it off, put it back under the tree. Right now it's just on sawhorses, so this top table part will lay directly right on the ground under the tree. So after I finish, I'll be able to move this thing into a spare room. So here's the first mountain I did. Actually, it was the second one I did. The other one was a little hill over the corner. This one was a little more work with the tunnel on it. And so I want to create one for this hole over here. To fill that up. I've got a tight spot over here next to the tracks. It's going to be a challenge. So this is basically the whole layout right here. Kind of zoom around. Got 2 turnouts, 2 manual turnouts on this side. And then on the other side, I have 2 electric switches over there. So here's the mountain so far that I'm going to be covering the hole with. So I had to actually measure, trace the hole onto a piece of foam board, which is right here, the shape right there. Then I built up using some styrofoam that I found, and then added some wadded up balls of paper on the sides. And came in, covered it all, taped it down, make sure all those balls were in place, the balls of paper, and then plaster cloth that you get at any craft store. Dip that in water and just start laying it all over. You can see near the top of this, you can all see this, see some of the seams, and I'm not worried about covering all this with plaster, which is the other thing. There's plaster down here along the cliffs, down the straight edges. Up here, there's going to be a lot of grass and stuff to cover this up anyway. Turf grass and whatnot that'll sit across most of the top, so I'm not worried about having this perfectly smooth. Even the sides are not smooth, but it's just a little bit tougher and gives more of a rockier look. Now this part of the track kind of comes in close to here, so I figured I'd do a part where it looks like there was rock exposed, maybe where they had sheared off this edge or crumbled the edge off. So, and I've got this on the other mountain in the corner. So the way I did this, used pieces of foam board, stuck them on here, and basically right here I have like 4 different pieces. If it's smooth and flat enough, you could of course use 1 piece for that area there, but I had kind of a lot of wavy parts in there that I had to fill in. The way to get this kind of rocky look, get a closer shot here for you. And the way to get this rockier look is you take your foam board, you cut out your pieces, and then you use any kind of little saw. I've got a little hole saw here, and just start backing away. Don't be afraid to get into it, just be careful. Don't cut yourself. Keep your hands well away from it. After a while it starts looking pretty rough, and then you want to do vertical as well as horizontal. Don't be afraid to really dig into that. So once you get your pieces all, get that step done, then you can use adhesive. Used construction adhesive to attach it, or you could use possibly hot glue gun. So once those are in place and dried, I came back with the plaster, filled in this area, and even kind of used my saw on some of these parts as well, kind of make it blend in. So the next step will be painting this. I'm going to start off, mixed up some acrylic, cheap acrylic paint that you can get at any craft store, Walmart, whatever, like less than $1. Mix that in with about 50-50 water, kind of get it running. Now the black will fill in, it'll seep down into the deep cracks and crevices. So that's what I'm going to paint in here first. Make sure it gets down deep in there in all those cracks and voids. Alright, so let that dry, and then we'll come back. I use a earth tone brown for most of it will be earth tone brown, and then I'll come in with some lighter brown. I've got a little lighter shade of brown. Where is it? Right here. And even some gray. I've got some white to mix in to kind of lighten it up, and those will start with dark and go to the lighter colors. So we'll let this dry and come back. And now for some turf. So first thing is to get the old Mod Podge. That brush isn't going to work. And just smear this stuff all over. Alright, so next I'm going to use some fine turf green grass from Woodland Scenics. Just going to sprinkle this bad boy all over the place. And it doesn't have to cover everywhere. There's going to be some bald spots. That's how nature is. It's not perfectly, you want a golf course up here. Or maybe you do. Not as much on the sides, because obviously talking about cliffs here. That's a good start. Next, Go for the coarse turf, light green coarse turf. Again, most of this will just be on the top. There we go. I'm going to come back with my alcohol and water mixture and spray this all down. Be afraid to get it all wet. So we'll see how that goes. Down here we got a lot of glue. You may want to just leave that alone, see how it looks when it dries. So here's the mountain back in place. I did add some other scenery. It's a light green coarse turf you can see sprinkled in there. There's your cliff edge. And then also I'll sprinkle on some of this stuff I got from the dollar store, reindeer moss. And that's you can see a little bit over here. So yeah, I could remove this at Christmas and still have the Christmas tree in the middle. And then over here I plan on putting some kind of building or coaling station or something next to these sidings. So that's about it.